What's going on, Deadheads? Welcome to another one of my Walking Dead reviews. Today I will be reviewing Season 7, Episode 6, entitled Heart Still Beating. So, as always in these Walking Dead reviews, I will talk about what I liked about the episode, what I disliked about the episode, and then give a little bit of predictions for what we can expect for future episodes. So let's get right into it. We had a lot of different storylines going on in this episode, and this is the way an hour and a half Walking Dead episode should be done. I thought this was the second best episode of the season thus far, the first being the premiere. We got a lot of slow episodes this season. I'll talk about that later though, but this episode was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. So we had Negan at Alexandria. We had Rick and Aaron in the lake getting some supplies for Negan. We had Maggie and Sasha at the hilltop. We had Daryl escaping the sanctuary, Carol and Morgan at the kingdom, and Michonne in her hijacking escapades. So that's a lot of stories. That's a lot of everything going on, and this is the way episodes should be done. We didn't have these one story drawn out episode. It was a lot of back and forth. It kept my attention the entire episode. It was good. I hope they do this in the back half of the season, because this is how you hold everyone's attention. The episodes aren't gonna seem long and drawn out like they were in the middle of the first half of this season. So anyway, let's get right into it. We'll start off with the hilltop. So Maggie and Sasha are taking control of the hilltop, and we are starting to see Maggie step up as a leader. Now we can see Gregory getting jealous, and Maggie even says something to him about being jealous, because Gregory brings it up that don't let it go to your head is what he told her. It's clear that he's jealous. He's losing control of the community. The community is starting to side more with Maggie. They think that they'll be in better hands, and honestly they will be in better hands with Maggie. She knows what she's doing. She wants that revenge for Glenn, so we are going to see her step up as the new leader as they join forces with Alexandria and eventually the kingdom. Now Rick and Aaron go on a scavenging mission, and they find some old guns on a boat in a lake. There was no ammo, but they did find a bunch of guns and supplies there. Aaron has that close call, and then we see them escape that, and then at the end we see someone's boots. I'm going to get more into this around the end of this review. I'm going to start talking about some predictions of who I think it is. We do see the guy show up at the end too. Rick and Aaron then pack it up and they go back to Alexandria, and that's where a lot of stuff happens. So Negan is at Alexandria. He's waiting for Rick to come back with all of his supplies, and he's settling in. We have a lot of stuff going on in Alexandria. So Rosita and Gabriel are having this talk, because Rosita shows up at Gabriel's church, and Gabriel's basically trying to talk her out of attempting to kill Negan, because he knows what she's going to do. And it does kind of get through to her until we see Spencer trying to, convince Negan to kill Rick. And this happens in the comics. This is something that almost happened word for word in the comics, when Negan tells him that he doesn't have guts, and then he slices him open and he says, oh, well, I guess I was wrong. They're right there. I thought that part was great. It's kind of this like dark humor, but that's what I love about Negan. I think he's a fantastic character, and I think he's a really good part of the show. I just think that the show so far this season hasn't really been what I've wanted it to be. It's like I've said before, it's been too slow. But this part was great. We need more of that. We need more stuff like this. And Negan, I have no problem with. I think he's fantastic. Jeffrey Dean Morgan just does a fantastic job. Now, about this time is when Rick and Aaron show back up, and the Saviors find that note that Aaron had found with the you're winners but you're still losers with the big middle finger. They think that it was Aaron pulling a trick, so the Saviors beat Aaron up, and after they stop wailing on him, then Rick kind of slings him over his shoulder, and then that's when they hear the gunshot. Rosita tries to shoot Negan, shoots Lucille. Now in the comics, it's actually Carl that shoots Lucille. So here's where things slightly change, but the overall story arc kind of remains the same. We see that Rosita does it, and the bullet stops in Lucille. It doesn't chip away at her like it does in the comic book. And yes, a bullet can stop in the middle of a baseball bat, depending on how hard the bullet is, how fast it's going. Being that Eugene made it, it may not have been like a top-notch bullet, so that's maybe why it just stopped in the bat. But what are the chances? What are the chances of it stopping in the bat? A couple inches to the left or an inch to the left or right, it could have hit Negan, and then he would have been done. I would have been upset though, because I think Negan provides a lot of good story for the future of this show. So Negan, obviously, because she's right in front of her, sees that it was Rosita, but instead of killing Rosita, he has one of his followers slice her on her face, and then has the follower choose who dies, and the follower shoots Olivia. So Olivia passes away, so we get 2 deaths now, and it was Olivia and Spencer this episode, 2 kind of sub-characters. I've been waiting for Spencer to die all season. I knew it was going to happen this way, and it finally happened mid-season finale. Yes, I thought that was the high point of this episode. The tension in Alexandria was tight. You were waiting for something to happen. Even when Spencer and Negan were just talking, the music was getting all tense, and I was just waiting for it to happen. I knew it was going to happen as soon as I saw Spencer walking over to Negan at Rick's house. So then some of the other stories we had Daryl escaping the sanctuary, and then he kills Negan's follower who's outside, who's going to let him go. This was great. I thought this was awesome because Daryl's not taking any chances. I mean, he seemed pretty honest that he would have let him go and he was scared and he's probably just doing what Negan told him. But if you were in Daryl's shoes, what would you do? What's not to say that you started running away and he just shot you in the back? So good going with Daryl. Good going for not taking any chances, bashing that guy's face in and getting the fuck out of there. Bravo. I thought that was great. There's another high point of the episode. This episode had a lot of high points. There weren't that many low points. There wasn't a lot that I disliked about this episode. One thing that was a little bit of a low point for me, though, was the kingdom, where the guard, and forgive me, I can't remember his name, he's talking to Carol and Morgan and trying to get them to convince Ezekiel to attack the Saviors. I thought this part of the episode was needed to advance the story, but I thought it was kind of unfair for him to put the blood on their hands because they just showed up. This isn't really their drama. You know, they just showed up there. And now he's kind of saying, well, the blood's on your hands if we don't go and fight the Saviors and something happens. It really has nothing to do with them. So it's kind of unfair for him to do that. But I can see where he's coming from. He's getting very emotional because he's lost his family and everything like that. And the kingdom will eventually join up with Alexandria and with the Hilltop once they go to war with Negan. So then the last of these subplots, Michonne gets taken to the sanctuary, finds out where it is, and then turns around as she hijacks one of Negan's followers. We also get to see that everyone that's following Negan isn't exactly loyal to him. They're kind of just doing it to save their own ass and to not get killed. They're just doing it to survive. And we saw that through a bunch of different things, whether it be the guy that Daryl killed, whether it be the woman that Michonne had hijacked. We see this throughout the episodes, and we're seeing this more and more. So it's more that Negan is ruling with this like dictatorship, and not everyone underneath him is happy too. So we see this more and more as the season progresses. And then at the end, we see that Michonne comes back and she's convincing Rick to fight. And then we have that perfect ending to the story that makes you want to watch the second half of the season when everyone bands together at the Hilltop and are coming together and they're agreeing to fight and Rick takes his gun back. How awesome did that make you feel? Because it made me feel great. And I can't wait to see the second half of this season. We're going to get what looks like we're going to get all out war now. We're going to get Rick leading Alexandria, Hilltop, and the Kingdom going up against Negan and his saviors. It's a heavyweight battle. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to see it. The one thing that I am worried about, though, is that they're going to drag it out like they dragged out the first half of the season. I hope they don't do it, but they might drag it out, and it might not actually start until the end of the season, beginning of season 7. Really hope that's not what it is, but I can see them doing that. But let's just pray and hope that that's not what's going to happen, because no one wants to see that. Okay, and then the end, the man in the boots. Who is the man in the boots? We don't know. There's a lot of theories going on out there now. I may make a theory video about this, but I'm not sure yet. I don't think we have a lot of evidence yet. There's some theories that people are saying that it's Dwight. Some people are saying that it's Carol. I don't think it's someone we've seen yet, because that just wouldn't make sense. And the reveal would kind of be lackluster, because it'd be like, oh, it's this person the whole time, and we've already seen them and we knew who they are. Some people are saying that it's someone completely new to the series, to the comics, to the show. It could be the Whisperers, who's a group that Rick encounters after Negan. It could be literally anyone at this point. So I think it's really still too early to tell. But my theory right now is I don't think it's anyone we have seen yet. I don't know who it could be, but I don't think it's Dwight. I don't think it's Carol, because I just think the reveal would be not received very well. I mean, why would it be Carol? She's been to Alexandria. She's lived there. Why would she be sneaking away and looking through binoculars? What, to maybe see if the saviors are there? I don't think so. She knows nothing about the saviors, so I don't think Carol makes sense at all. Slight possibility that it's Dwight, but I don't think it's him either. So anyway, I want to know what you guys think. What did you think of this mid-season finale? What do you think of the season so far? Are you enjoying it? Do you think it's going a little slow? Who do you think the person in the boots is? Do you think it's Carol? Do you think it's someone completely new? Dwight? someone that I didn't mention, sound off in the comments below. And now that we are at the mid-season finale, I'm going to ask you guys what you want to see from our channel, what type of content. We do these theories, we do reviews, but maybe there's something that you would like to see us do that we haven't done yet. So if you have any suggestions for us, sound off in the comments below. We do look at every comment. We try to reply to every comment as well. So I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. And if you haven't already, it would mean a lot to us to click that like button, to hit that subscribe button, and to go over to our channel and check out all of our other videos on there. So with that, this is Steve signing off, and I will see you guys soon.